My name is Kramer Ammons, I make bows. Today is all about bamboo. How to use it when building with it, and more importantly, how not to. So first we have to answer the question, what is bamboo?
It's a miracle material, and as a matter of fact, it is the fastest growing plant, panda's favorite food. Pound for pound, stronger than steel. With an exceptional tensile strength, bamboo covers a multitude of bow-making sins. It comes in different forms and you can use it in different ways. From fiberglass bows to 100-pound self bows, smooth shooting recurves and accurate long bows. I'm telling you, bamboo does not get the credit that it deserves. If you have built bows without bamboo and then incorporate it into your bow making, you realize the miracle material that it is. Bamboo is technically grass, but we build with it like it's wood. Today I'm going to give you everything you need to know of how to use bamboo in bow building, from bamboo backed bows to nodeless bamboo bows, to laminated bamboo, to fiberglass bamboo bows. We're gonna cover it all. We're gonna build multiple bows to test out a couple of ideas and see how bamboo performs in different scenarios.
Today's sponsor is Gentle Bands. Check out these amazing rings. Gentle Band offers reimagined bands for men. Mine is a tungsten meteorite ring. Now tungsten is very tough, and meteorites from space. My favorite thing about Gentle Bands is the attention to all the little details. Even their packaging is phenomenal, and every ring is signed by the craftsman who made it. And it's really cool because you get to find a ring that matches your personality. And with their great selection, you can guarantee to find something that fits you perfectly. You may be thinking, well, Kramer, you work in the workshop. Isn't that dangerous to wear a ring? Well, it can be if you're using a power tool. Oh, they've thought of that too. Check this out. They have these chains, and you can wear your ring on the chain whenever it's inconvenient to wear the ring on your hand. And a really cool thing about the chain is it looks fantastic. You can just wear it normal, wear your ring, and then you can pop the ring off, throw it on the chain. Wherever you don't want to wear the ring, the chain is great. Gentle Bands is offering something very generous. Code Kramer25 gives you 25% off when you go pick up your ring. Go to gentlebands.com, just check the link in the description. Thank you, Gentle Bands, for sponsoring today's video.
First, let's cover laminated bamboo. Laminated bamboo like this is multiple pieces of bamboo glued together. This allows you to get bigger boards or bigger pieces of wood out of a single piece of bamboo. Bamboo grows circularly, and so when you cut off different slits of that, it has a crown to it. If you want a flat board, you generally are going to need to have some sort of laminated bamboo. As a matter of fact, if you have a board, there's actual boards of bamboo, generally it's laminated, or you can get it in these little strips like here that I use for bow making. This is phenomenal for core material on fiberglass bows. I've used it a ton, but does it work as a backing for a bow? If so, it's really flat and it would be great. And I have a theory about this, but I've actually never used the laminated bamboo as a backing. So let's try that now.
I'm using a hickory stave with a bamboo backing. This is a bamboo slit, and I am most concerned that the joints on the bamboo will not hold. The bamboo will hold, it's just a matter if the joints and the splices are going to be strong enough for the tension. If you're interested in making a board bow like this, I've outlined it in other videos, links in the description. I hope those can help you. This here is me thinking, let's add some tip overlays. No, not tip overlays, fingertip overlays in order to make this bow look cooler. Why? Well, because we can.
What I discovered building this laminated bamboo backed bow is that where the laminations come together, where it's spliced together, that's where it would lift on the back of the bow. The bamboo is still extremely strong, just the joints on this type of wood are not good under the tension of a bow bending. The result is that the bow broke on me off camera, and it broke right where the bamboo was spliced together. There was another spot that started to lift earlier, and I put some CA glue in it to try to hold it down, but I think it's too much. I think it potentially could work, but I don't think it's the best option. I don't think it's worth it for a self bow. In order for this type of bamboo to work well, I think you need to be able to sandwich it between two other materials. So it's more of a core material in a fiberglass bow. And I've built a lot of these with no failure on the bamboo. Conclusion: laminated and spliced bamboo is great for core material, but not good for a backing or a belly. Definitely not the belly.
Next, we'll build a nodeless bamboo bow. What does this mean? Well, we're gonna flatten this bamboo to make it look like the laminated bamboo, but it's gonna be one solid piece. Drum sanders, planers, belt sanders all work to flatten it. The difference is the time it'll take you to do the job. 1/8 of an inch. Right around 1/8 of an inch seems to be perfect for a bow backing. You'll see here the nodes that are gone, but the transition where the nodes were. Those cause no problems. Bamboo's different than wood. We don't have to follow grain. We don't have to follow a growth ring. As long as it's one solid piece, it works well. A common question is, though, why would you want to do this instead of just have a normal bamboo backing, leaving the nodes on and everything? Well, one thing is aesthetics. This could make it look better or more like the way you want it. The second thing, and I think this is the most common reason, is because you want to add a decorative backing. So maybe you want to add a snakeskin backing. It is easier to do that with a flat backed bow than it is with the nodes on a full piece of bamboo. That's the number one reason, is going to be looks. The performance will be similar, and arguably the tillaring's a little bit easier because you don't have to accommodate for more mass where the nodes are. Some people will say this method is a little bit weaker potentially to leaving the bamboo full size, but I have no proof for this.
Tillering this bow has actually been, I think, a little easier than the noded bamboo. And let me show you it on the tillering tree real quick. Double check here, but I think we are done with this one as far as tillering goes. It's 24 inches. It's 26. It's 28 inches. Let's go a little further. So 29 inches is 40 pounds. 29 inches is my draw length. So let's see how it shoots. Yeah, so far this is shooting really good. I'm liking this. And fast. I've seen other people make nodeless bamboo bows, but this is actually the first one I've done, and I really like it. It's fun to build. If you're wanting to do a decorative backing or something like that, I think this is a great option. So what about a bamboo slat for self-bow making? Most slats come rough. One side, which is the back of the bone, is crowned, and that's where you'll find the nodes. The other side is generally pretty rough. There are a few places where you can order them pre-flattened. I find it quite useful to match the nodes up evenly on either side. So most of them come 72 inches, but you'll notice on this side, the node is real close to the edge, where on this side, it's not as close. So what I could do here is trim this side down so the node is the same distance from the edge as the opposite side. This isn't necessary, but it'll make it visually easier to tiller because the bow tends to bend less where the nodes are. And if it's kind of symmetrical on both sides, it makes it easier visually. I've matched nodes up, and I've also made bows where I haven't, with success. Next, should you pre-tiller the bamboo before you glue it to your belly material? This is another one where I've done both methods. I have found that you can make a good bow either way, but it also makes sense that if this is tillered evenly, it's bending pretty nicely, then after it's glued to a piece of wood, that wood's gonna be more even and you're gonna be able to have consistent bamboo line and then a consistent wood line. A couple ways to do this. I've done literally tillering this like it's its own self bow, but once this gets real thin, it bends really well. So another thing you can do is put a string and actually bend it the opposite direction. I've seen this method done a lot. And you're just kind of bending it looking for an even bend. You just don't want one part way stiffer than another. The next thing to know is how much to flatten it down and how to do it. The best way to do it is on a belt sander. That seems to be the best method to remove material. I also like to bring it down all the way to the sides of the crown when that's just very feathered thin. Is probably my favorite for any bow that's below 50 pounds. If you're getting up heavier, like on the 100-pound bows, I will leave a little bit extra there, maybe 1/8 of an inch. A problem I see people do sometimes is have way too much bamboo on, and that'll weaken the speed of most bows, because bamboo is not great at compression, but it's great at tension. So you definitely don't want more than half the bow bamboo. Some people can be concerned when you see these marks in the bamboo. Those marks are totally fine and actually don't affect the performance at all. And if you don't like visually how they look, you can get some sandpaper or a scraper and just sand down a little bit and it'll kind of smooth out that whole area. But the little marks do not affect the performance of the bow. It will not break in that area. Where if you had an Osage bow that had a growth ring violated like that, you'd be in a lot of trouble. And then like we showed earlier, you can absolutely sand the nodes off if you don't like the looks of them. I haven't made many bows like that. I generally keep the bamboo all intact on the back, but making something under 50 pounds wouldn't really worry me to do that. Bamboo is a great bow backing. It is a good core material and it is a bad belly material. And the only time I use it as a core material is gonna be with fiberglass bows. Or you could say it's half of the core if you're splitting 50-50 bamboo and wood. But as a belly material, tested that a few times, it's a no-go. Now fiberglass bow building with bamboo, this one's deep. But here are a few basics. Most bows have multiple pieces of bamboo. Generally, 2 pieces of bamboo and 2 pieces of fiberglass. If you have clear fiberglass, there's generally gonna be another veneer in there. So you'll have 2 pieces of bamboo, 2 pieces of wood, and then 2 pieces of fiberglass to make up one limb. So either 4 or 6 pieces of material. Now the bamboo can be straight bamboo or it can be tapered bamboo. Depends on the bow style, the bow's performance, the bow's goal, and so on. On this bow, I've tested out bamboo wedges near the handle. And that actually worked out really, really well. It didn't provide a cool wood design aspect, but performance-wise, that's great. You'll see here, again, bamboo on the top, bamboo on the bottom, comes together, fiberglass on both sides. Now, as far as bamboo goes compared to maple in the limbs, I think bamboo's much better performing. I've even tested out Osage in the limbs. The nice thing about bamboo is that as far as performance goes, it seems to be a little bit more forgiving. It feels smoother, a little bit faster. I tried to reinvent the wheel a little bit and try different core materials, and bamboo's just fantastic. Now, Olympic recurves will use often something like ceramic foam in the inside, which is nearly as strong as carbon fiber, but it's a little bit lighter. And there, you really want a light limb. Today's video is not about that. Today's video is about the bamboo. I personally like to use really low grit sandpaper, something below 60, in order to thin it out to the thickness that I like, so that there's little tiny grooves in the bamboo when I glue it up. I find that this holds really well, and I haven't had any problems with it. The other nice thing about that is it allows me to remove material quicker on the drum sander before I glue it up, just saving a little time. I've got these spliced laminated slats that tend to work really good as core material, but I've also flattened full thick single pieces of bamboo, use that as core material. It works great as well. I haven't noticed any difference in those two as far as one being better than the other. So that's big picture bamboo in all sorts of different methods. It is a fantastic material, not necessary for bow making, but I've enjoyed using it a lot because it's made me look better than I am. So thank you for watching. It's wild to me that other people are interested in bow making like I am. It's weird. Like, I'm a weird person. I like making bows, and then there's actually somebody else in the world who likes it too. I don't know. That's weird. I guess I'm just saying thanks. Thanks for watching. I hope this was enjoyable for you today. Stay shatterproof. I'll see you on the next video.